Good morning, Cappuccino. Today is, what day is it? Thursday? Thursday, April 23rd. And here is today's warm-up. I want to give you a hint on the first problem because it is related to a math space problem that a lot of people were having a super hard time on. I want the region bounded by the curve and the line y equals 6 rotated around the y-axis. Find the exact volume. Okay, so in our notes, we put step by step how to do this, and we have the formula. And I want to point out something about the formula. If we are rotating around the y-axis, here it is, revolved around the y-axis, notice what wants to go in here. What wants to go in here is x squared. So since this equation, this function here, has an x squared, all you have to do is isolate the x squared. Okay, so think about how can you get x squared by itself. You don't have to get it solved all the way for x in this case, because you're just going to be substituting in for an x squared. So since this has an x squared, try and isolate the x squared. Just get x squared by itself, and then you're good to go with the formula. Okay, another key idea is graph it. Make sure you're graphing it so you have an idea of what it looks like. And but the real big hint is get the x squared by itself. Okay, just solve for x squared. You don't have to solve all the way for x on this because the formula calls for x squared. All right, and then a little throwback here, Throwback Thursday. On a fair die, which is more likely, rolling 3 6s in 4 throws, or rolling a 5 or a 6 in 5 out of 6 throws? Okay, so I'll let you figure out how to do that one. All right, let's go over yesterday's warm-up. Here it is. Find the area between these two curves. And so step 1 is always to make a sketch. So I'm going to pretend I don't have a graphing calculator. I'm actually going to just graph this by hand. So if I graph this by hand, this one's easy because I know what y equals x squared looks like. So this is just shifted up 6 units. So I am going to, see, I think I'll count by 2s. 2, 4, 6. So here's my 6. And then x squared is just going to be your simple run-of-the-mill parabola. Something like that. All right, this one, let's see, I was counting by 2, 4, 6. Okay, this one is a little bit harder. It's not in vertex form. So this one I think I'll graph by finding the y-intercepts. So 0 equals 8x minus x squared. Factor out the x. And if I solve that, I get x equals 0 and x equals 8. Because 8 minus 8 is 0. So my x-intercepts are going to be 0 and 8. So if I'm counting by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. Okay, these are my x-intercepts. It's a negative x squared, so I know it's going to be upside down. So where is the vertex going to be? The vertex is going to be halfway in between these. See, this is a nice review of graphing parabolas. Halfway in between 0 and 8 would be 4. So the vertex is going to be at 4, so I can just plug in 4 for x. 8 times 4 is 32. 4 squared is 16. 32 minus 16 is 16. So my vertex is at 4, 16. So 4, 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And then I can see, I can see that this is a sliver. This is a very small overlap, okay? It's going to not be a very big area. So if you get a really big answer, chances are you are incorrect. It's not going to be very big. All right, so let's go ahead and set it up. I know that my integral is going to go from this point to this point, so I need to know where they are crossing. So I'm going to set the two equations equal to each other. X squared plus 6 equals 8x minus x squared. Add x squared to both sides. I get 2x squared minus the 8x plus 6 equals 0. And I can factor that, bring out the 2. X squared minus 4x plus 3 equals 0, and I can factor that. That's x minus 3, x minus 1 equals 0. Factoring that, a negative times negative is positive. Okay, so x is equal to 3, and x is equal to 1. So I'm going to go from 1 to 3. And when I want the area between two curves, I take the upper curve, which is this one, and I subtract the lower curve. So I'm going to have 8x minus x squared minus x squared plus 6, and all dx, because I'm integrating in respect to x. And let's go ahead and simplify that. I have negative x squared minus x squared gives me negative 2x squared. And then I have, this is my only x, so plus 8x and minus 6. Okay, so I'm distributing my negative. That becomes a negative x squared and a negative 6. Okay, and now I'm going to do the antiderivative of each piece. So I'm going to have, this becomes negative 2x to the third divided by 3. And this is all going to be evaluated. And this one's going to be 8x squared divided by 2 minus 6x. And we're going to evaluate from 1 to 3. Okay, so I'm going to have to put this all in. So this is my area. It's going to give me this. So my area is going to be, I'm going to substitute in my 3 first. So I'm going to have negative 2 times 3 cubed over 3 plus 8 times 3 squared over 2 minus 6 times 2. So 3 cubed is 27. 27 times 2 is 54. Negative 54 over 3. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Because 8 divided by 2 is 4. Minus 12. 3 goes into 54. Negative 18 times. Plus 36 minus 12. 36. Let's see. If I add these together, I get negative 30. So negative 30 plus 36, it gives me 6. Okay, so that's the first part. And then I'm going to have minus, that's the first part, minus the second part, minus negative 2 times 1 cubed over 3 plus 8 times 1 squared over 2 minus 6 times 1. That's negative 2/3. And that would be plus 4. That would be minus 6. And I'm going to be minusing that. So let's see, what do I get here? I get negative 2. Ooh, something went wrong with my answer. I just realized this isn't the right answer. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Oh my goodness. Did I do something wrong already? Okay, well, let's keep going. I know the answer is 2 2/3, I believe. Right? Now I don't remember. Okay, so let's keep going. So 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2. So negative 2/3 plus negative 2 is 2 2/3. And that's a negative. So minus a negative 6 minus negative 2/3 becomes 8 2/3. Uh-oh. Is that the right answer? Somehow I don't think that's the right answer. So let's grab my graphing calculator, but I think that's wrong. Ay. All right, so I'm just going to put it in at this point. So y equals, oh look, there it is. I put it in yesterday. I was working on it yesterday. Yep, that's good. So let's go ahead and find the integral from 1 to 3. And we get 2 2/3. So I made some horrible mistake somewhere, because the answer should just be 2 2/3. Should just be that. This should have like gone away. So what did I do wrong? Oh, I see what I did wrong. That was supposed to be a 3. Why did I put a 2 there? It's always good to make mistakes. Figure out what you did wrong. Error analysis. Very important skill in mathematics. Okay, so negative 18 plus negative 18 is negative 36. Negative 36 plus 36 is 0. That's what went wrong. So minus a negative 2/3 gives me positive 2 2/3. There we go. So that was the correct answer. A lot of you had that yesterday anyway. Okay, so stay tuned for your assignment. I'm not sure if I'm going to give notes today because I think we're just going to practice with what we've been doing. All right, take care. And first 5 people who turn it in correctly get extra credit. Bye-bye.